What is up, guys? You've got the Oracle there, and we are back on MTGO for a new Host of the Gatewatch 8-4 draft. And this pack is decent, not the strongest, not the weakest, quite medium. Mage is nice, but you know, blue-white is not so great, and overall Seed Guardian is just better. I think the pick is clearly between Seed Guardian and Bull de Salvo. I don't think there's any card that really compete in terms of power level. I guess the Mage is not too far behind, but it's, as I mentioned, it's in two colors that are not great together in this set. Then you have a bunch of quite mediocre common. You know, I mean, Summoner is decent, Drone too, but aside, not too much going on in this pack. It's not an easy pick. I think the cards are very close. I think I still like Seed Guardian a bit more than Salvo, that being said. I would most likely take Oblivion Strike over a Seed Guardian, but Salvo I'm not so sure. Here I'm definitely taking Oblivion Strike though. Storm Chaser is great, but you know, taking a blue-red card after a double green is not really something I want to do. And anyway, even if this was like a first pick and the rare was bad or something, I mean, or the rare was just weaker than the strike, I think strike is clearly the best card of the pack anyway. And yup, you know, green-black, probably not the best color combination, but if you have some really solid creature and good removal, that can work very well for you. So, yeah, I'll take the strike there. Honestly, there's not much to say. It was clearly the best card. And Seed Guardian, you know, this pick might have been a bit more interesting because Salvo is probably quite close, but you know, I feel like Guardian is just a bit better. Here we have a choice between two decent 5-drop in Translator and Password, and I think I like Password a bit more. If I end up needing colorless, Translator might be better, but given what I have so far, I think Password has a bit more upside. Envoy is fine, but I guess by taking Envoy, I could open myself to playing another deck than a green deck, which could be some sort of white-black ally thing. That being said, I think Passwarden has approximately the same power level. And Seed Guardian is a very strong card. I don't really want to get out of green for now, so yeah, I'll take the Passwarden. Alright, here I'm gonna take a blue card, and it's gonna be Cyclone Sire. There's nothing else. I mean, it's clearly the best card. I mean, Soul Harvester is very good too, but I think the Cyclone Sire has more upside. And you know, whether I end up not playing blue or playing blue-green or black-green or black-blue, you know, it doesn't matter. I will probably not play. I don't think there's a chance that I play all of my 4-drop in the same deck, though it could happen. I could see myself playing a blue-green deck, splashing for Oblivion Strike. That being said, you know, Chain Mage and Natural State are just pretty awful, same with Bonzo, and Cyclone Sire is by far the best card. It's also with another blue card, which kind of makes me think that blue could be open. Anyway, we have a Crawler there, which is decent, but I'm just gonna take Hulk. That card is, you know, very hard to beat once you manage to cast it. It's very strong, 7-drop that I'm gonna pick. Yeah, it's sweet. And again, I could go in different direction at this point, I guess we'll see. Here, I think I'm gonna take Unknown Shores. I do not need colorless yet, but I could need, like, if I have something like Stalking Drone, that card is gonna be much more valuable. Also, I could see myself splashing for either Oblivion Strike or maybe Cyclone Sire. It's not very likely that I splash for, even if it's a very good 5-drop. It could happen, I don't really know. But anyway, I don't think I want to take one of those two bad blue cards or very mediocre green cards, so yeah, it's a fairly easy Unknown Shore. And Unnatural Endurance is a sweet trick, but no reason to pick that here, especially since a green slow deck doesn't really want that, I think. Here it's gonna be a fairly easy, easy Blinding Drone. Given the Unknown Shores, it has a bit more value. It's a very strong blue card. It's the best card of the pack. Shoulder to Shoulder has impressed me a lot, but I still think Blinding Drone is a bit better. And I have another good blue card and already a colorless source, so I think it's a rather easy pick. As here, I guess I'll take Sphinx. I'm not too excited by this pick. I think Sphinx is great in a blue-red deck with Expedite and things like that. In a blue-green deck, Yeah, probably a bit worse. That being said, there's nothing else that I'm really interested in. Tarsnare is quite mediocre. We got a very late, I mean, not very late, but rather late cultivate drone, I would say. Good news is that this can help me cast Bursting Hulk. It helps with Blinding Drone. You know, if I'm splashing for the strike, I can also cast it off the drone. It looks quite decent, given what I have. I guess I'll take Sphinx. I'm really not too thrilled about those things. Because in blue, if you are playing green, you will end up most likely with a bunch of good 5-drop that are mostly better. And in blue-green, you will not be able to search that very often. That seems extremely unexciting. That being said, I don't think I need the waste, and I could cut the free runner, but it's kinda whatever. As here, don't really wanna troll. I guess I'll take the null caller. Right, I guess this could be a sideboard option. Pulse is actually a very solid card in some matchup. Gaining 6 life, you know, if I'm playing for example, a white red ally beatdown deck, I'd be extremely happy to buy back my blinding drone and gain 6 life. And you know, it's also main deckable. It's actually, I've never been unhappy with this card. It has also been good to me. That being said, when I do have 24 cards, I mean 24 spells that I want to play, it's most likely going to be the first thing I'm going to cut. But it remains a very solid card. As here we have a Sylvan Advocate, which is green, which I do like. If I could wheel either Spider, Lagak, or Summoner, that'd be amazing. Or Settlement would be great. The next best card is probably Salvo. If this was first pick back one, not easy. I think Salvo might be better than Sylvan Advocate. I'm not sure though. Advocate is very, very strong. Anyway, given what I have, it's clearly the peak. There is also 2 very solid white uncommon. That pack is quite strong. The good news is that we might wheel something. Given that the pack is strong and has 3 very solid green card, I think we are likely to wheel one. And I'm definitely happy to pick this Advocate. Alright, well, again, Sphinx is not too appealing. Embodiment of Fury is fine. But I have a bunch of 5-drops. I think my pick is between Spatial Contortion, which I currently have 3 cards that can help me cast that. I guess 4 if you count the Hulk. And I could get more. Or the Bailout Null, which if I end up splashing for black could be decent. It's a very good way to get card advantage. I do like Bailout Null a decent amount. I don't like black-green a lot, but I do like the Bailout a decent amount. It's interesting. Spatial Contortion. I think I'll take Spatial Contortion though. Because I do want colorless pretty much anyway, given the blinding drone. So yeah, I think Spatial Contortion should end up being fine. As here we have some decent red cards, obviously, but not too much for me. I think I like Bailout Pup more than Negator most of the time. Yeah, I think 2 drops. A good 2-drop is definitely more valuable than a mediocre 5-drop. As here, whew, good lord, we have a lot of interesting things. Ugh. I would be happy to play Infiltrator and Blinding Drone. I think I'll take a land though. Oof, I did not mean to click on that that quickly, but it happened. I think I would still have taken that. Maybe taking the colorless producing land is better given the contortion and drone, but man, I do love Quagmire and I really want to splash black anyway. And that card is just so great. It's foil too. Yeah, I would have taken that pretty much anyway. It might not be the right pick, but I cannot resist a foil Quagmire, that's for sure. As here I'll take a Pass Warden, which is fine. I'm probably cutting those 2 Avenger at this point. Well, I like Spider a decent amount, but given the Spatial Contortion, I think I need to cultivate drone a bit more, especially after I did not take a colorless producing land. Yeah, alright. I'm not thrilled about that. I don't think I want to play anything. I think I'm just gonna take cut the Storm Chaser, which could be quite annoying to my deck. As here I think I'm gonna take Crumbling Vestige. It's gonna make my mana match better. It's gonna help with Contortion. It's gonna help with the Splash of Strike. It's gonna be great. Spider is fine, but I think I need the Vestige more. Getting some decent 3-drop creature should not be too hard, as getting some good fixing might be a bit harder. Anyway, we have a Science Summoner there, which I think is better than the Spider, especially given my need for colorless and my 5-drop. You know, curving this into turn 4 Passwarden is nice, or Cyclone Sire, I guess, for that matter. Right, well, if I end up playing a Evolving Wilds, I might want to waste, otherwise not too thrilled about that, but I don't think I really want Witness the End or anything else, so, or the Entangler, so yeah, it's gonna be a waste. And you know, I had to take the Quagmire because, you know, I have Sylvan Advocate. You have to, you have to play the combo. Guess I could see myself siding that in some matchups. Not very likely, but I think it was the card I was the more likely to play. I already have a Natural State, so I think I'll take Witness the End. Flameseeker seems a bit better than the other one. Don't think I want a Gorger, given the Hulk and the 2 Passwarden, which are just much better creatures. And this is 14 playables, which is a bit light, but the power level is very good. I think my mana should end up being great too. So yeah, I think this is looking good. Skyrider is fine, especially given that I'll be splashing for black. That being said, I think Sky Spawner is just better. Like, even if you have a very solid mana base and you are straight up 4 color, I would still think that Sky Spawner is better. That card is just great. Very solid. It's just a very good card on its own, and it also helps me glue things together by, you know, providing me with potential colorless and potential turn 4 Pathwarden or Cyclone Sire, a bit like Summoner, but in a bit better because of the fly. I would not mind wheeling Brood Hunterworm. I think it's a very solid 4-drop. And yep, fairly easy Sky Spawner there. As here we do not have match. Stalwart looks decent. I think I'll just take Incubator Drone though. It's a solid 4-drop. Alright, yeah, it fits the curve decently. Alright. I could use a bit more Rimvolt, but did not see much. Alright, so there's a Brood Hunterworm. I think Dampening Pulse kinda lost value. I love this card in Triple Battle for Zendikar, but now I feel like it's a bit less good. Encampment fix only for a Lie spell, which, you know, is not really needed here. So I think I'd take Brood Hunterworm over Prostor pretty easily. Now the question is, I'm lacking Removal, and Bone Splinter works well with Sky Spawner, Pulse of Sky Spawner, Summoner, and Incubator Drone. I don't think that this card is great, but in this deck it might be decent. It also works well with Bursting Hulk to some extent. Yeah, I think I'll take the Bone Splinter, honestly. Kinda want Removal. I think I'm gonna take Evolving Wild. I'm aware that I'm a bit lacking of playables, but those 2-drops are really unexciting, and this is gonna make my mana just much better. I just want that a lot. As here, I'll definitely take Demon's Grasp, especially now that I took Wilds, which will make the Black Splash more easy. Mantis is fine, but I think this deck needs Removal more than Reach creatures. Alright, well, I'll happily take the Worm now. And we are at 19 spells, so I need 4 more spells. I guess I could play the null colors on the splash. It's not thrilling, but I guess I could also play the Gorger too. It's not bad. Yeah, the deck is looking fine. Not something I'm drafting very often. The good news is that my mana base is gonna be solid. The question is, do I want to play this waste? I do have an Evolving Wild. That being said, I have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Though it's pretty unexciting to use a Scion to cast your things or tap something with Drone. I don't really know. I don't think there's anything I want to play here. I'm gonna cut the strongest card, which I think is the Sentinel. Alright, I do not mind this Mantis. Sylvan's Crying. Yeah, I really don't want that. Guess I'll take the Cascade, which could be decent. Do I want the waste? I think I do. I have a Spatial Contortion and Blinding Drone. Yeah, I think my mana base should be decent anyway, given what I have. I'll just add a Swamp and some Forest and Island, and that should be fine. Alright, so 2 more spells be great. Void Attendant. Don't think I want that. Currently I have 1 way to remove cards from the game, which is Oblivion Strike. Yeah. I'll take Seek the Wild though. It's a fine card to play, especially when we are playing a 3-color deck. It can help you fixing your draw and smoothing out things, so I definitely do not mind having that, as Brood Hunter Worm is a very fine 4-drop, as I mentioned a few times. So that's gonna be the main deck, I'm quite sure. I don't think I'm gonna make any changes. I could play 18 lands. That being said, given the 2 cultivated drones, I don't think I wanna... Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, yeah, I think I'll play 17 lands. Alright. So 1 Swamp and probably 6/5, I would say, because I have 6/4, because I have the Seed Guardian. I have the Seek the Wild that can find me other lands. I think green is a bit more important than any other color. So 6/4, which with the Skyline Cascade and the Evolving Wild, is gonna be 6 blue potentially, plus the Shores and the Vestige. Yeah, I should be fine. I guess Kari Thrall is the strongest card here. Alright, the deck is looking interesting. Anticipate. I definitely want that. Yeah, that's another card that's gonna make my draw smoother and better. And I think I'm cutting the Mantis because I have a decent amount of 4-drop, and I think it's the weakest of my 4-drops basically. Alright, well, I do like the curve. I think I should not have too many mana issues given the Anticipate, Seek the Wild, and the mana base. The deck looks definitely interesting. Not something that I draft often, but it's probably decent. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like or subscribe. It's really appreciated. And I see you guys in a few seconds for round 1.